Hey everyone, it's Imran here from Cycloto. In today's tutorial, we're diving into how to create a stunning real estate landing page using Systema.io. Whether you're a realtor, investor, or just looking to build a high converting page, this video has got you covered. But first, let's take a quick sneak peek at what we will be creating. We will start with a sleek hero section featuring a navigation menu, a banner image, and a call to action button. Next, we will design the About section, followed by the My Service section, where you can showcase services like buying, selling, and rentals. Then, we will move on to a gallery of recent properties. I'll be using demo images and text, but you can easily replace them with your own listings. The best part, we'll be building this landing page without writing a single line of code, so you can easily change the content inside of this landing page. You can also check out the live preview in the description to see the landing page in action. And if you are interested, I've made the template available for purchase. But no pressure. This tutorial will show you how to build it step by step. So let's jump into the video. Log into your dashboard and navigate to the funnels section. Click create and start by naming your funnel. I'm naming it Prime Nest Tutorial. Next, choose your funnel goal. I'm selecting build an audience as our focus. Then set your preferred currency. I'm selecting US dollar. Click save. Click again. For now, go ahead and select any pre-built template. Don't worry, we will be removing everything from it as we will be building our landing page entirely from scratch. Click select and change the URL to Prime Nest Tutorial. Click on the edit page and select any row. Click on this delete icon. Now that we have cleared everything out, let's start adding our content by creating the navbar. First, we will add a new section. Click on the section, then click on the section again and scroll down. Change the content full width to wide. Now go back. Next, we'll split it into 3 columns, one for the logo, one for the menu, and a button for contact us. Drag these 3 columns and drop it here. Drag this image and place it here, and the menu element for the navigation links, a button for contact us. Click on this image and upload our logo. We will adjust it later. Now let's click on this menu and add our menu items. First one is featured listings, services. Click on the add menu item and add our third service, buying, selling, about, and click on this button. Change the text to contact. Remove this subtext here text. Also remove the border to none. Let's adjust the image size to 150, I think. Align it to the left. Click on the menu item again. Decrease the font size to 20. Align it to the center. Change the font to Google Fonts, and the font name is Hebrew. Now we will adjust the column width. Hover over the middle of the section until your cursor changes to drag icon. Now drag it to the left. Also drag it to the right. Change the alignment to middle. Click on the button and remove the top margin to 0. We will round the border radius as much as possible. So I'm going to give 100 on the left, right, bottom left, and bottom right. Change the font to Hebrew and add this background color. Change the font color, and also we will add this color to our menu underline color, so that when we will hover on this we will see a underline. We will add menu links later. For now leave it like this and going to the next section. Now we will fix the mobile version. Click on this mobile icon and click on the image. Align it to center. Decrease the image size to 200 maybe. Click on this hamburger menu. Align it to center. Add some spacing, 20. Going to the next section, we have this big banner text, a banner image, some text, and 2 buttons. Drag the section again and drop it here. But first let's decrease the padding on left and right, maybe 60. Now it looks good. And drag this heading text, drop it here. Now paste the text. Select it and assign it as heading 1. Increase the font size to 72 pixel and increase the line height to maybe 90 pixel. Change the font to Google font, and the font is Nonito Sans. Select this for, make it italic. Now drop this image next to the text. Click on this image, click upload. Upload our banner. Next up, we have some text and two buttons. Let me copy and paste the text here. Drag the text and drop it here. Change the font type to Google font and select our font. Now we have to add two buttons side by side. For this, drag this to column and drop it next to it. Drag the button, click on this button, change the text to schedule a call, change the font to Hebrew, remove the subtext here text, and change the background color to this. Remove the border to none. Maybe we can add hover effect. When we hover on this button, the background color will change to a little bit darker. Click on this background color and paste a little bit darker color. Make the rounded corners to 100 pixel for each. Maybe we can decrease the left and right padding to 70 pixel. Yes, now it looks perfect. Click on this copy icon and drag it over here. Change the text to discover our services. Maybe we can remove the background color, but first let's copy this text and remove it, and we can change the text color to the background color, and we can add a border color to solid full border and change the border color to this. Maybe we can decrease the pixel to 1, maybe 2, and when we hover on this, the text color will be white and the background color will be this color, 10. So let's see. Yes, now it looks perfect. On our reference design, we have some spacing on the left and right. To do this, click on the section and change the content width to wide, and maybe we can decrease the top padding to 0 and remove the left and right padding. Add some padding to the bottom, maybe 35 pixel. Add some padding on top, 30 pixel, and bottom to 20 pixel maybe, and change the align to middle. Now let's design on the mobile part. Click on the text headline, decrease the font to 24 pixel, add some padding, 20 on top, 20 on bottom maybe. Same on this, 20 on top, 20 on bottom. Now it looks okay. Click Save Changes. Next, we'll create a section with a very light gray background. We'll add an image of the investor along with a brief bio and some accompanying text. Let's go ahead and build that now. But first, let's remove some spacing on the bottom of this section. Make it 0. Again, drag the section, drop it here. Remove this row, we don't need it now. Click on this section, add this background color. Make it wide. Drag the 2 column. Drag this image section. Click on it and upload our image. And align it to right. Now add this text element. Let me copy the text from our reference design. Click on this text, select it. We will use this color multiple times, so what we can do is make it our color and save it here. Align it to the left. Select it and make it heading 3. Let's increase the font size to 55 pixel and line height 65 pixel. Align it left. Select it and make it italic. Select the text again. Click on the color icon and paste this color. We will use this color multiple times, so I can save it here. Again, click on this text. Let's increase the padding on top and bottom to 120. Same on the bottom, and let's make the align middle. Now we have to take 3 columns for this section. I can simply copy this text and drop it here. Now let's just change the text. 6 plus, align it center, change the color to this color. Now copy this 2 times and drop it here, align it middle and change the text to 2k plus. %. Again copy this and drop it here. Let me paste the text here. Increase the font size little bit, maybe 27. Yes, it looks fine. Now duplicate this 2 times and change the content. Maybe we can align it to the left. And we can add some spacing here to the top, maybe 20 pixel, and we can make it italic. Now let's design the mobile part. Normally on mobile we see the image on top and text on bottom, so to do that, let's click on it and select the row, scroll down and reverse row column on mobile to appear on top. Again select the section, go to the top, padding, and increase the padding maybe 30 pixel. Maybe 75. Yes, and 75 on bottom. Now let's add 20 on left, I mean right, and 20 on left. Now let's increase the font size on this text. Click on it and make it 18, I guess, and let's add some spacing, maybe 10 on top, 10 on bottom. Let's increase the line height. I think the font size is perfect. Maybe we can increase little bit. Click on it, let's make it 18. Increase line height to 26 and some padding on top and bottom. And again increase the font size to maybe 50 pixel or 70, and the line height would be 78. Align it center, align it center, and increase the font size to 40 pixel. Maybe we can increase the font size more to 30 pixel, and the line height 38 or 40. Maybe decrease the font size 35 pixel, or 30 pixel is perfect, and decrease the line height to 38 pixel. We can do the similar on this. Let's add some spacing. Maybe we can add 30 pixel on bottom or 50 pixel. Similar on this, 50 pixel on bottom and 20 pixel I guess on top, or 30 pixel on top, align it center. And increase the line height on this text to 78 pixel. To maintain the consistency, we can increase the font size here to 18 pixel and a little bit more line height and some padding on top to 25 pixel or 30 pixel I guess. We can add some spacing here too. 30 pixel, I think it looks okay. Now let's design this section. Next, we'll move on to my services section, where we will highlight service like buying support, saving support, and rental guidance. We will also add a button, essentially an image, that will turn into a clickable button by linking it to the desired action. But before that, I didn't demonstrate how to add a URL to the button earlier. Clicking on a button, click open URL and enter your desired URL. You might notice that we haven't saved our work yet because it's prompting us to add an email input. To proceed, let's quickly create a basic pop-up for now, and we will design the actual pop-up or add the email input later. Just click on it and click on this submit form to show pop-up. And as you can see, we don't have any pop-up, so click on this pop-up section and add a pop-up. Now click anywhere and again click on this button, select pop-up. Now click save changes. Click on the preview icon to check. we don't want the pop-up to show immediate. We can simply go to the button again and select the pop-up to open pop-up automatically off. Now click Save Changes. Test again. Now it looks okay, and let's check whether it's working or not. Yes, the link is working. Now back to our design part. Let's add a section and make it wide. Duplicate this and drop it here. Click on this and make it align center. Again, I'm going to duplicate this text and drop it here. Select the text and assign it as heading 2 and align it center. Increase the font to 72 pixel and the line height would be 80 pixel. Yes, it looks perfect. Now we have some text, so I can simply duplicate this text again and drop it here. I can remove the top padding from here too, and we have to add 3 columns to show 3 images and info side by side. Let's add image 2 times more and click on the image and upload our image. Click insert. Again, I'm going to duplicate this text and drop it here. Align it center. Maybe you can decrease the line height to 50 pixel and add some padding on top, maybe 30 pixel. Now it looks okay. Duplicate this text, drop it here and paste our text. Align it center. Again, let's add some spacing on top to 20 and bottom to 20. Drag the image element to upload our arrow. We can add any hyperlink here like www.google.com to check. Click Save Changes and see whether it's working or not. Click Preview. Yes, it's working. Now let's design the mobile section, but first let's add some spacing over here. I'm going to give 30 on bottom and maybe 20 on top to add some spacing, and let's align it to middle. Increase the font size to maybe 40 pixel, and the line height would be 48, and add some padding on top to 20 pixel, and I'm going to give overall padding on the left and right to 15 pixel on each. Let's check here, 20 pixel. So to maintain consistency, we can give 20 pixel on left and right. Now let's increase the font size here to 45 pixel, and the line height would be 50 pixel. It's perfect. Now let's add some margin here, maybe 10 on top, 10 on bottom, or 20 on bottom, 15 on top. Yes, it looks perfect. Now let's add our second image. Upload. And duplicate this 2 times. Similar to this. Now let's just change the content inside of this section. Let's check on the mobile devices how it looks here. Yes, it looks almost perfect. Only we need to add some spacing on top 20 pixel and on bottom 10 pixel. Yes, 25 pixel. Yes, now it looks perfect. Similar on this 25 pixel, maybe we can add some margin on the bottom to 40 pixel. Click Save Changes. Next, we will create a section with a bold heading that says Your success is not just a goal, it's a steadfast commitment. We will also add a button. To make this easier, we can simply copy this text and this button. Drag this section, drop it here. We can remove this row and duplicate this, drop it here, duplicate this button, drop it here. Let me copy that text and the button text. Click on this section and make this white. Change the button text to start your journey. Let's check on the mobile device. We can decrease the font size to 38 pixel. Also decrease the line height to 46 or 48. Let's add some spacing at the bottom. Also we can add some padding, inner padding, maybe 15 or 10, and 10 on the bottom. Yes, it's now looks perfect. Now let's move on the next section. Next, we have a section called buying support, where the image is on the right and the text is on the left. After that, we will create similar section for selling support and rendering guidance. With the same layout, image is on the right and text on the left. If you have noticed, these three sections share a similar pattern. Each one features an image on one side and text on the other. Since the layout is consistent, we can streamline the process by creating the first section, making it responsive, and then duplicating it twice. After duplicating, we will simply swap the images and text position as needed. Let's start by building the first section, then we will adjust and duplicate it. For this section, let's start by adding a new section and change the background color to light gray. Let me copy this background color. We can remove this row. Then we will use a 2-column layout for the image and other for the text. Drag the image element and upload our image. Decrease the image size to 500. And make it wide. We can add some padding on top and bottom to 120. And align it horizontally middle. For the text area, we can simply duplicate this text and drop it into the right column. We have a text too, so again duplicate it, drop it here, and we have a button. For now, duplicate this, we will design it later. Let's change the content. Align it left, and we have a bullet point. Drag this bulleted list, let me copy this text and paste it here. Click on this bulleted list, change the icon color to this dark. We can remove the margin on the left to 0 and change the font to Hebrew. Add some vertical spacing, maybe 10, and we can remove some top padding to 10, bottom padding to 10. Click on this button, align it left. We can remove this background color. And we can add this background color here. Add a border, full border, maybe 2 pixel. Change the border color. Now change the text, find my home. Let's check the button. We can remove this hover effect. Add this text color. We can add some animation too, like when we hover on it, it will zoom. Two, I guess. Okay, so let's check. Yes. Now let's design the mobile part. Again, we want to show the image on the top and the text on the bottom, so click anywhere and select the row. Click on this reverse row columns on mobile devices. Grab the section and add some padding, 75 and 75, right 15 and left 15. We can add some padding here too. Maybe 55 or 50. Also, for the consistency, we can add some padding on right and left. Maybe we can decrease the font size little bit. Yes, now it looks perfect. Now let's design this section. Increase the font size, increase the line height to align it center, add some padding on top, maybe 20 pixel, maybe 30 pixel or 40 pixel. 30 pixel look will be fine. Yes, click on it and we can remove the top padding to 0. Maybe we can increase the line height little bit. Click on the bullet list, remove the left padding to 0. Now let's see, we can add some padding, maybe 10 on top, 10 on bottom, maybe 20 on bottom or 30. Okay, we successfully create this section. Now what we can do is duplicate this section 2 times. Click on this section and remove the background color or make it white. On our reference design, for the second section, the image is on the left and the text is on the right. So what we can do is click this image or click on it and drag it here. Now again click on it and drop it here. Now click on this image and align it to left. Click again and upload our second image. Click insert and make the image 500 and let's change the content inside of this area. Click on the button and change the text to sell my property. And for this section we don't need to change the image side because the first layout and the third layout shares the similar pattern. Click on it. Click on the insert and decrease the font size, I mean image size, and change the content. Now let's check on the mobile devices. This section we already did, it looks fine. For the second section, as you can see, the image on the bottom, it's because we have to uncheck the row columns reverse. And for the third section, it looks fine. Click Save Changes. Moving on to the next section, we have 3 images side by side, each with some text, a price tag, ticker underneath. As you might guessed, we will need a 3-column layout for this. Since we have already created a similar layout in the My Service section, we can simply duplicate that entire section and drag it to the bottom. After that, we will update the image and text, and then add the ticker and price tag to complete the section. So let's go back to our design part and click on this section. Click this duplicate icon. Again, click on it, and we can use this down arrow to move it to the bottom. Now let's change the content. Let me copy this text and paste it here. Change the alignment to center, and we don't need this, delete it. Change the image. Now change the text. Decrease the font size to 37. Align it left and make it bold. Maybe we can make this into line, so decrease it more. 30 is perfect. Also remove the margin on top and bottom. We can simply add padding, maybe 15 on top and bottom. Yes, it looks perfect. And decrease the line height to 40. For the ticker and price tag, we will need to add another 2-column layout. Drag this and drop it here. Now inside of this row, we have to take another row for the background color. Click on it and change the background color to this and add border radius to 100. Remove the padding on right and left. Let me check. If I give 50, yes, 50 looks perfect. And add a text inside of this row for sale. Select the text, change the text color to white, and our font is Hebrew. Maybe we can decrease the font size little bit. Perfect. And as for this section, drag the text, drop it here, and change the content, text content. Select it again, increase the font size to 24 pixel. Now align it middle, select the row and add some space on top, maybe 20 pixel, and 20 on bottom. Only top is fine. Now let's design the mobile part. Select the row, disable vertically stacking rows on mobile devices. Increase the font size here to 24 pixel, I guess. Align it right. Select the row and add some top padding, 15 or 20. Maybe we can add some padding here to 10, I guess, and 10 on bottom. Let's check. Yes, it now looks perfect. Now let's design this section. Decrease the font size, and align it center. Decrease the line height to 28 or 27 pixel. Maybe we can show it on two line. 26 is okay. So delete this text, we don't need it. Copy this row and drop it here. Again delete it, we don't need it now. Copy this, drop it here. Maybe we can add some padding here, maybe 30 pixel. Let's check. Yes, 30 looks fine. Now let's change the content. But first let's check on the mobile. decrease the font size. We can add some padding on the bottom to 30 pixel. Similar on these two, 30 pixel. And now just select this row and copy it. Let's check again. Yes, it looks perfect. Now change the content. Everything looks fine. Now move on the next section. We have this section, very similar what we have created here. A heading and a button. But it is side by side, so clearly we have to take two columns, and there is a background color too. So let's create it now. Take a section, and inside of this section we have to take two columns, and we don't need to delete this row now. It's because we will use this row as our background color. So take this two column, select the row at first, this row, and change the background color to this. Now add heading, or simply we can copy this heading from the top, this buying support, and drop it here. Delete this and change the content. Select this and make it white, and make it italic. Make it horizontally middle. For the button, we can simply copy this button and drop it here. Change the alignment to center and change the button color and the border line. Begin now. The background color is white. Text color is this color. We don't need this border color, so we can remove this border to none. And when we hover on it, we will do the opposite. So click the button again, and when we hover on it, we want to change the background color to this color 10, and the text color will be white. So let's check. Maybe we need a border, white border, I guess. So let's check again. Yes, now it looks perfect. Maybe we can decrease the width size by make it wide. We can adjust the width by this. Click on this text headline again and increase the line height to 65 pixel. Now let's design the mobile part. Decrease the font size to maybe 35 pixel. Add some padding on bottom like 25 pixel to check, and we can change the button width to fluid. And add left right to 70 pixel, I guess. Now it looks perfect. Now let's add a overall padding on the top and bottom. Click the section again and add some padding on right and left to maintain the consistency. Now it looks perfect. Click Save Changes. Next, we will create our testimonial section. For this, we will use a 3-column layout where we will place our client images, their testimonials, and their names underneath. Let's go ahead and set that up now. Click on this section and drop it here. Click on the section again, change the color to this color, F1, F0, F0. Delete this row, and we can simply copy this text and these highlight properties, drag it and drop it here. Again, drag it and drop it here. Now change the text content. Add some overall padding, maybe top 50 and bottom 50, and remove this right and left. We can make it wide and add some padding here by 20 on bottom. Now let's add the 3-column. Drag the image, and for the text we can simply copy this text because it's already mobile responsive for mobile, and we don't need to do this again. And for the text we can simply copy this text because it's Nolito Sans. Drop it here for now. Maybe we need to decrease the image size to 200, I guess. Yes, 200 looks fine. and make it middle. Now let's add the content. Decrease the font size to 17. 17 is okay, and change the text here and make it center align. Remove the top padding to, I guess, 10. Now we can copy this text and this content 2 times. Change the image. Now let's check on our mobile devices. It looks almost perfect. Let's add some spacing on here. We can add top padding to 30. Similar to this, we can add some bottom padding. Maybe we can decrease the bottom padding to 20, and it looks okay. Let's remove the top padding to 10 and add some bottom padding more, like 50 pixel. Similar on this, make it and add 50 on bottom. We can add some more padding on top by 70 pixel. Yes, now it looks perfect. Click Save Changes. Next, we will create the frequently asked questions section. If you look closely at the layout, you will notice it's divided into 2 columns with 3 questions on each side. We will start by adding a heading which we can copy from a previous section. For the FAQ, we will design one question and answer block, make it responsive, and then duplicate it 5 more times. After that, we will update the text content for each. Firstly, make it wide. Delete this row, copy it, drop it here. Same on this, drop it here. Now take two columns and now we will design one question and answer block. Let me copy the content. Align it left. Font is no need to sense. Font size is 32 and decrease the line height to 35. Change the font to Hebrew. Align it left. Decrease the font size. Add some padding on top and bottom and add some overall padding on this two column, maybe 40 or little bit more, maybe 60. Now let's see on the mobile device. Let me copy this one time to check how it looks on mobile. Let's increase the font size to 26 pixel and decrease the line height to 28, I guess. Yes, increase the line height little bit and add some overall spacing, 10 on top, 10 on bottom, maybe 20 on top, 40 on bottom. Now if I duplicate this one more time to check, maybe I can decrease the bottom padding 30. Yes, now it looks perfect. So let's duplicate it. Now we will update the text content for each. Let's check on the mobile device again. Yes, everything looks fine. And we can decrease the font size. Yes, that looks perfect. Click Save Changes. Step by step, we have built the entire landing page. And now we are down to the final section, the footer. This part is actually simpler compared to what we have already done. For the footer, we will start by adding a section with two columns, one for an image and other for some text. We'll place our logo above and a button next to it, and in the middle we have some text. Then we will add contact information, which will be organized into 3 side-by-side columns. We will also include rows, one for images and text, placed side by side. Finally, we will finish with a menu. Let's go ahead and create the footer now. Change the content to wide and add some padding, maybe 60, and remove this right and left padding and add 2 column, one for the image and other also for image, and some text. We can copy this text because it's Nunito Sans font and paste it here, and we have a button. Duplicate this and drag it down here. Now let's add our image. Decrease the size to 500 and align it right. Click on it. Decrease the size. Change the color to black and align it left. There is so much spacing, so we have to remove some space. I cropped the image. Let's upload it again. And decrease it. It looks fine. Design this button and align it to middle. Change the text to let's connect. Now let's take a look on our mobile devices how it looks. So click on the row. You can select it by this. Click anywhere and then go to the row and reverse row column. Click on this section, add some padding on right and left, add some padding on top too, like 30 pixel and 30 pixel on bottom. Click on it, align it center, decrease it to 150 I guess, and add some margin, 20 pixel I guess, or 30. Now let's style it, decrease the font size, and align it center. Maybe you can add some more padding, I mean margin, on top, like 60 pixel, 40 pixel. Now click save changes. Now let's add 3 column. Inside of this 3 column we have to take 2 column, one for the image, the icons, and one for the text. Decrease the size to 25 I think, and align it left. We can resize the width by this, and align it middle. Increase the size to 25 and change this color to this. Now it looks okay. So what we can do is just duplicate it, and let's check on our mobile device how it looks. Let's select the row and disable vertically stacking rows on mobile devices. Now let's increase the font size a little bit more. I think 22 is perfect, or 20. And let's add some spacing on the top to 30 or 20, and bottom 20. So let's add some padding on the bottom to 10. Delete this row and add our second logo, I mean the icons. and on this column we can add menu. Let's add our menu, featured listings, increase the font size to 26 and change the color. Now copy it 4 times. I think a total of 4 times. Maybe we can add some spacing on the bottom, like 5 and 5 on top, similar on this. Let's add overall padding on the top to 35 pixel and design this part. We can add a divider here, a horizontal line at the top to separate it, and add some margin. I think 10 is perfect on top and bottom, and increase the font size to 20 pixel. We can set this visible only for mobile, item visible on only for mobile, so it will not visible on the desktop. Like this. Now let's change this content. Buying, and last one is selling. Let's check on the mobile device again. Yes, everything looks perfect. The last thing we need to do is link our menu items to the corresponding sections of the page. For example, when someone clicks on these feature listings, we want to direct them to this section, or when they click on the service, we want to direct them to my service section. Let's go ahead and set up those links now. Firstly, scroll down and go to this highlight properties section area. Click on this section, scroll down and copy this ID attributes. Click on this copy icon. Now scroll up and click on this menu, feature listings, and in this input type hash and then paste the ID we just copied. Then my service area, click on this section, scroll down and copy this and delete this, type hash and paste the ID. Now click save changes and see if it's working or not. Feature listings, yes, it's working. Services, yes, it's also working. Do the process for this buying, selling and about. Now let's preview again and check if it's working or not. Buying, selling, about. And that's how you can create a landing page from scratch. You can always spend more time perfecting details like spacing, fonts, and images to make it truly your own. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. If you are interested in purchasing this template, click the link in the description. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, inshallah.